Woo! Boom! Guess what? Yep, back. The Giants guys. You love us. You missed us. We're back. We're in the lab all across, New Jersey. How crazy is that? And our one Carolina guy, but we're all back, and it's right. And you're listening to the Giants guys. We are officially knee deep in what we're going to call, camp and preseason. These are my guys, as you've gotten to know a little bit. It's Mikey Fresh, Michael Stewart, Spiro, and Jeff, and we are basically your nygiantsrush.com crew. You can read us as much and as often as you like. And of course, we try to at least get on this podcast, which we call the Giants guys, at least, twice a month. But guess what? In the season, we'll be here all the time, and you'll be sick of us. But for now, show notes. Aha! You think I just wing this, don't you? No, I don't. I mean, I do, but not all the time. So, we have a lot to talk about, right, guys? I would assume we all have a lot to talk about.
We're in the thick of it right now.
Yep.
2 weeks. We are 2 weeks away from the season, man. It's go
Final
time.
countdown.
Yep, go time. The Giants guys have done a couple things. We've added on some new gear. Anybody happen to be oh, there you go. There you go. We've added on some new gear, except for Jeff. So look, just so you know, let's get this out in the open now. I was on the way to the post office. As you might have saw the video I posted on Twitter, I dropped Jeff's shirt in the garage. So Jeff does not have a shirt. Yeah.
I'm the stepchild that's constantly forgotten about.
Not true. Jeff knows I love him. It was an accident. So we're going to give you some Giant stuff to talk about. We are going to start up with big news for this guy right here.
Big winner.
Okay. Because we were asking for some man caves, right? Man caves. Show us your best man cave, because there's a sweet event coming up by our friend Joe, a.k.a. the license plate guy. And Joe was kind enough to give me a pair of tickets to give away to the Giants and Steelers viewing party. And, of course, his sidekick for the evening, or maybe you really don't want to call him a sidekick, his co-host will be Brandon Jacobs. And we got a pair of tickets to give away. It has like home and away game jerseys to give away, tickets to the event, and we got some man cave submissions, and they were all good, right, guys?
Solid all across.
And I think there's tickets to a future game or something, isn't there?
Yep, there's some game tickets. There's some jerseys. Joe, like I said, license plate guy. He's always really kind to us. And one of these days, I'm actually going to meet the guy in person. Actually, it's kind of funny. Just so you guys know, like 3 years ago, I was Monday Night Football. I think it was Giants Dallas, or maybe it was the season opener, and I stood behind him, right? And he had that Tuck You jersey on, and I took a picture of it. I've had it forever, and I sent it to him. He's like, "You're standing behind me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." We were just on the sideline. So Joe's always been a good guy and good to us. We try to support what he does. We probably should get him on here. We probably should have had him on to make the announcement. But for no further ado, I'm going to actually tell you who won. And thanks for everybody for the submission. Jason, listen, you're in Canada, so you couldn't win. All right? But your man cave was awesome. He had a black New York Giants helmet signed by Lawrence Taylor. That
was dope.
Yeah, He almost won just with that.
Yeah.
But our winner is Chris. His Twitter is cclose221. I don't know if that's because of like some Tiki Barber reference or something like that. Chris, not only did like Chris win because his man cave is badass, but Chris actually had bought a flight to town to see the game. So he was coming to town anyway.
Nice.
So he's going to be here. So cclose221, you are the winner. And by the way, he sent me this picture of him holding up his Danny Dimes jersey. I don't know if you guys could see that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Fresh.
And his man cave is like a garage. And it's literally set up for like, I don't know, like 40 people to like play like cornhole
It's
and drink.
so legit. He's got that projector screen. You know that's where you want to be watching games. This guy did it right.
Yeah, and in fact, I thought what was cool, if like on one of the photos, it's really probably too hard to see in here, but he's got a full wall right here, right? Let's see if I can get that a little closer. A full wall of like every possible giant you can name. He's got like 80 giants on the wall. Anyway, great job, Chris. We look forward to seeing you. A couple of our guys. Who's going? Any of you guys going?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I would love to be there. I'll be there in heart. All in heart.
Right. I have not made up my mind yet, but there is a 50-50 chance I'm coming. And if I'm coming, we're raging.
I'm 50-50 as well. So.
All right.
Don't have kids.
Maybe.
Not if you want to go to events on Monday night.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I might just roll in with Mikey Fresh with our white gear on. Just roll in. People will be like, "Who are those two guys?" And they'll be like, "Who's the old guy with the young guy?" All right. So, great job, Chris. We're gonna send you your tickets.
Good work.
Yeah, we'll see you at the show.
Man.
Great job.
Congrats.
Love the Danny Dimes jersey. License plate guy again. Thanks a lot. All right, bang. Let's keep going. Next segment: blue and white. We had a scrimmage. Okay. I'm not sure the production was that great, but we had a scrimmage. So let's do this. One thing, Spiro, just one. One thing you liked from the scrimmage, and one thing you didn't like from the scrimmage. Give me something that like stood out to you, Spiro, that you were like, man, didn't expect that. And one thing where you were like, left you scratching your head.
Well, the one thing I obvious answer is Carter, but I'm not going to go with the obvious answer here. I'm going to go with Corey Coleman. Liked what he did. He put up 3 catches for 60 yards. A lot of them are downfield. He's got now, in my opinion, the inside track to that number 4 wide receiver position, and he's already got the kick returner thing that might be like another feather in his cap. Love what I saw out of him. He made some nice plays, and he's looking like he's figuring out this NFL thing after a couple of years. Throw the ball downfield to him and let his athleticism take over. Love what I saw out of Corey Coleman. What I didn't like you said, the production, it was – well, and I understand they don't want to show formations. It makes sense. They didn't want to give too much, Judge, being a Patriot guy. But it was just tough to gauge who's getting beat on these pass plays, who's doing what in the blocking schemes. So
from a lineman standpoint?
Yeah, from a lineman standpoint. And that's what I love to see. That's what I really like – I'm looking at, right? So I was kind of frustrated by the whole not seeing everything from a wider point of view.
All right. Jeff, what do you got for me?
Yeah, the production was duty. I like to edit video and audio and stuff like that. That was dreadful. But for me, the runaway, best thing about that scrimmage was Joe Judge. Seeing him mic'd up and seeing him as a coach in live action, seeing how he's going to be on the sidelines, seeing him coach up Jones and like the way he talks to them, the way they respond to him. That was great. It was great to see some action, like some football and stuff like that. But Joe Judge was the runaway favorite for me, man. I love what I saw on the sidelines from him. He's fiery, and the guys respect him. So I could gather that just from that crappy production. What I didn't like is hearing the Jones fumble again, man. Like, it's the one thing, like, he's going to fumble this year. Every quarterback does. But it better not happen in the first half of the first game. You know what I mean? Like, it was his biggest kind of bruise on his armor was a fumbling issue. And that's the one thing he's got to work on. And it happened in the first semi-live scrimmage. So concerning.
Any thoughts that maybe a little nervous, maybe?
Sure. And a lot of the fumbles were the O-line's fault last year, right? The guy had a crumbling pocket a lot of the time. I get that. But he's got to protect the ball. And it goes back to Joe Judge. You heard him talk to him about that too. He's like, what am I going to say? Like,
it was I like 90% of what you did. What's the other 10%?
Yeah, right. So like they kind of go hand in hand, what I like and what I didn't like. But I'm all in on Joe Judge. I can't say it enough.
Michael Stewart, what do you got for me?
Oh, what I liked about it was no one got hurt. Seriously,
Yeah,
Good point.
fair.
right? What I didn't like about it was on Twitter, people make a big deal about it. Who cares if Carter had 4.5 sacks? Who cares if Coleman ran 44 yards? It was like a flag football game. It really was. To me, it was no big deal. I mean, Andy Henton had a better preseason game than that, and where is he? So we'll see
Old
what
school.
happens when they really play.
Old school giant linebacker reference right there. Next thing you know, you're going to bring up Byron Hunt. Mikey Fresh, what do you got for me?
So the Judge fumbling is a good point. I mean, while I'm not overly concerned about that, it's almost like that one year where Tiki fumbled a million times. Then the next year, the first play of preseason, he puts the ball on the ground. Like, all Jones has heard for the last however many months was that he fumbled the ball, and the guy just put the ball on the ground. Like, that's got to stop. Like, he's got to stop doing that. And I would say the thing I really liked was difficult. Like, it looked like they had a little bit of a pass rush, but then like the other side of me is like, does our line still suck? Like, offensively, I can't gauge it either way, and it's
He's
like
right. He's right.
it's really concerning. Like, we're going into real games in a couple of weeks, and we still have the same questions that we had like from the time that we were all here 5 years ago. So those are my key takeaways. Good point on Judge too, Jeff. It's funny if Joe Judge, for a guy that nobody knows if he's ever can do what he's about to embark on, I feel a sense of confidence in this guy from the community, myself included. And I don't know what it is, but just there's something there, man. Like, and for a guy that has no track record of proving it, like, I feel extremely confident.
Yeah,
Right
listening to him mic'd up was real cool.
Yeah.
You're him barking out some special team stuff. He says, you're burning 4 seconds off the clock. You're, just good to hear him, mixing it up, dropping some moments in where it gave you something to, rest your head at night. Like, okay, this guy is figuring it out. Right. I saw a little bit of the pre-game, and they said, what do you want to capitalize on today? And they're like, work together as a staff. He's like, that's all. I want to see how we work together as a staff. It's the first time. So those are all really good. Mikey Fresh, I will tell you this. The line could suck. I don't know. But I will tell you one thing. I'm sure you've seen it. And if you haven't, it's all over Twitter and it's everywhere. Do yourself a favor. Go back and look at the block Lemieux has on Golden for the Wayne Gallman touchdown run. Let me tell you.
Great seal off.
Beyond it being a seal off, like, Golden's like off the ground. Like his feet are clearly off the ground. And the first thing I'm going is, oh no, either Golden's mailing this in right now, or Lemieux doesn't know any better not to hit the veteran that hard. You know what I mean? Because it was refreshing to be like, yo, look at this young guy. He don't care who's in his way. Great block. Takes Golden way down inside. Basically, you see Golden like reach in for like some lame arm tackle. He's just 6 yards inside. So that at least gave me something.
I'll say, you got 3 new pieces too on the offensive line. Yeah. It's going to take at least the next couple of weeks, hopefully, to gel.
Well, yeah, either that or we have Lawrence Taylor on the defense. So
11 and a half sacks. Again, he's coming.
Keep these things in mind. Like Michael Stewart said, it's preseason. We don't want to get
read
crazy.
Too much in.
But think about this though. Sean O'Hara's down there evaluating him, right? Gates, it's the first time he's played center at full go. Gates had a pretty good day, right?
Yes.
Judge
called him out. Actually, that was one of the few people Judge praised right off the bat.
Yeah. So the pieces that we were worried about, I think. Again, going back to everybody gets crazy about rookies, it's going to be the tackles that we should worry about, and I think the guards in the center are going to be just fine.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's kind of like the Eric Flowers thing. Like, Eric Flowers is having some success in Washington because he's at guard now. Not because he's at Washington. It's because he's playing guard. When you're inside, you got help. You know what I mean? And, you've got a tighter-knit group there, if you have other good players around you, right? I
Yeah.
mean, when you're a tackle, you're on an island. So, if our to your point, Mikey Fresh, is if our line's going to suck, it's going to be on the outside, not on the inside. Zeitler, Hernandez, and Gates look like they're going to wind up locking it down. We got to let the young pups, come around and contribute. So, all good stuff. So for what I liked what Gates did. I liked what Lemieux did. The flashy stuff, like to Michael Stewart's point, that flashy stuff doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? The golden stuff, like you either say, "Oh, that's great," and I think actually, I think they came out in the film session and said, "What do you call it?" Had a half a sack. Carter Coughlin. He didn't get credit for it, and then there was Leonard Williams half a sack that didn't get credit for it. So all we could say is, they're making progress, right?
That's the thing that you don't know if they were going to finish off the sack or not because they couldn't tackle the quarterback. So you could just assume.
100%. Oh, and the last thing I liked is our field goal kicker looks damn good.
Solid.
He was perfect.
He was.
Right? 47, 41, and I don't remember what the last one was.
I just feel so much more confident in Gano than, Rosas was either on point all the time or way off and inconsistent. So we got some consistency finally.
It's hard to tell when you're a bad team, like to really evaluate your field goal kicker. I don't know.
Well, it's not about being a bad team. It's about drinking and driving and running people over. That's the problem.
That's frowned upon. Yeah.
Too soon.
Well said.
Too soon.
Well said.
Too soon. Too soon, Sparrow. Too soon. My bad. Well, that's kind of what I do, right? All right, so let's just keep rolling, right? Because we got a lot to talk about. That's just the goods and the bads. We can get into some other stuff because we've got McKinney being hurt. We got maybe a Prince of Makamura signing. We got Cockrell still rolling around outside there, not making a deal because the money didn't work. We got a new signing today with Logan. We got tons to talk about. Just settle down, people. Don't get excited. All right. So, all right. Boom. Roster bonus. All right. I'm going to start with you, Mikey Fresh. Is there an undrafted free agent or maybe a low-round draft pick that you like, you think deserves to make the team? Could be a guy like Carter Coughlin, who's what's Carter? A 7th-round pick. Or is it a guy like Bachman, or something like that? Like who's in your sights to make the team that might surprise some folks?
Yeah, I think there's a few guys, but the one that I'm probably the most optimistic about is Benjamin Victor from Ohio State. First off, we don't really know outside of Slayton what the future of that position holds. And I've just had a thing for big, tall receivers probably since Mr. Burris. But he's a big target. He's impressed. You hear nothing but good things about him. And he played at a big-time program. Coming out of high school, he was highly, highly touted and actually underwhelmed a little bit with the numbers that he put up at Ohio State. And I think that he's going to come into his own as an athlete and just continue to work hard, get opportunities. And you might not see it this year, but I'll tell you what, again, the future of the position after Slayton, like Tate, Shepard, like are these guys going to be here in the next 1 to 2 years?
It's a good question.
I don't know. So I think he provides that good target opposite of Slayton, and they mesh well together with the way that they play the game. So
he might get a chance because Tate got hurt in practice just today. I don't know if it's long. Hopefully, it's not a bad injury. Hopefully, it's not. It's just a cramp. But yeah, Victor, I like it. So my other guy, Victor was my guy too. So I'm gonna go to my next guy. My plan B is Tate Crowder. In the middle of the defense, he started getting some first team reps. Mr. Irrelevant, don't sleep on him. Out of a big program out of Georgia, he could run. He was running the defense pretty well, and his name's been popping up in the coaches out of the coaches' mouths recently. So he's getting some major props, and I'm liking what he's doing. He's got a nice little skill set. He's a little on the lighter side, but
yeah, he's
I'm hoping that
he tweener, right?
Yeah, but he could play. Don't sleep on him. So I'm hoping he sneaks on the roster.
All right. Michael Stewart, what do you got? Oh,
Well, I happened to do my article this morning on the final rosters, and I did have, I yeah, I did have Crowder making the team. I did have Coughlin making the team, and I also had Cam Brown making the team.
yeah, we
You
kind of
guys hear
figured
me?
he would make it, right?
Yeah, he's 6th-round pick, and like Spiro says, I have Victor making the team. I actually have Sills making the team, another big wide receiver. I have him making the team, but again, Matt can make the team over him. It's going to be close.
All right, Jeff, tell me what you got, and then let's after Jeff does, I want to talk about the two wide receivers. I want to talk about Bachman and Still. So go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm gonna change gears a little bit because I don't know what to make of all the linebackers we have. Honestly, I haven't seen enough like in-game action, and I mean, you really missed the preseason this year because guys like that can really separate themselves. And the Giants just let this guy go the other day. But my hope is what happens is he clears waivers and they wind up adding him to practice squad and keeping him in-house. But it's running back Javon Leak. And here's why. And you look at our running back room, you know Barkley's the guy. Dion Lewis, you can kind of predict what kind of role he's going to have. Wayne Gallman does not do it for me. I liked more what I saw from Javon Leak yesterday at the scrimmage than I did from Wayne Gallman. His 2 touchdowns, first of all, I think I tweeted this out. A high school varsity running back could have scored on both of those touchdowns. Nobody's tackling. It was 2-hand touch. And the guy just had to catch an easy ball and then run straight. Javon Leak, you saw that explosiveness when he gets out. He was all Big Ten for kick returning last year. He scored 2 touchdowns on kick returns. So I felt like he could have carved out a spot. Maybe you don't want to risk a Corey Coleman returning kicks. I feel like this guy could have had a spot. Put somebody who's a threat besides Barkley. Like, we haven't had a 2-headed monster or Earth, Wind, and Fire, anything close to it.
Jeff is like wearing the black hat right now with that statement because I'll toss that back out to you. We can't crap on Gallman. He was in the doghouse. He didn't even get a chance last year, right? I mean, he's tough downhill runner. You know, you wouldn't want to put the load on Leak if Barkley got hurt, would you? Like, that guy can't carry the ball 20 times. He may break. I mean, you know, so listen, I would rather go with Gallman and Leak as the running back room.
I'm not saying, that we could keep 4 running backs. I'm just a little surprised that this guy got let go. And Gallman,
you were hearing good things.
Over 3 years, I'm yet to see a play from Gallman where I go, did you see that?
Well, okay,
I mean, Barkley does it every quarter.
Well,
I've never seen a play from that guy that like made my head turn.
Let's slowly roll. We cannot compare Barkley to Gallman, first of all. Secondly is he didn't play. Listen, we're all chomping the bit for football. The dude hasn't done anything in a year and a half because for whatever reason, like, you know.
Well, he had that Redskins game last year, which he played pretty well in.
He played fine. You know. He filled in. Dion Lewis will do more in the first game than Wayne Gallman has done in 3 years.
I don't know who Jeff Pilgrim is right now. I don't know who Pilgrim is right now.
Well, I'm turning up the heat on this show.
Yes, he is.
I'm doing.
Yes, I like it. I like it.
Well, for the record, Leak cleared waivers.
Oh, he did.
I think they'll bring him back.
Bring him back.
He seems like a good practice squad guy, at the very least.
Well, and Spiro drops a practice squad on you. You're like, start him at number 2. Spiro's like, yeah, put him on the practice squad. Look, he cleared waivers. He's probably coming back. So you'll get the both the best worlds.
Well, good. I hope so. He averaged 7.2 yards per carry last year.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
What's that, Michael Stewart? You're breaking up a bit. What's that, my friend?
I'm saying just keep in mind every game they could bring 2 players back from the practice squad and let them play.
That's true.
They want to in waivers. So Lee could come up 8 times or whatever. They can mix and match. So
great point. See, you always need Michael Stewart to bring it back to earth. Okay, thank you.
I tell you when I'm big on players, like Darnay Holmes. So I'm going to tell you when I'm down on players too. I'm sorry if you don't like it, Craig.
So it's fine. Talk to me about. It's not in the old show notes, but I'm really intrigued. Okay, this is just maybe as an ex slot wide receiver. I'm fascinated by these two wide receivers. Like where one of them. If you guys don't know, what was had an offer in 8th grade to play for Lane Kiffin. I mean, like he literally got offered to play at USC in 8th grade, right? And then he, at quarterback, and then he moved over to wide receiver. Like a lot of pressure on a 14-year-old kid to say, yes, I'll play for you, Mr. Kiffin, at quarterback. And we're talking about Stills, and then this Bachman guy. I don't even know where he blew it up at Wake Forest, right, Mr. Stewart?
Yeah, but
yeah, but
he don't impress me like Victor does and like Stills does at this level.
I mean, I like Bachman returning punts. I mean, listen, go look at it. Go check out the Wake Forest tape on him. Mikey Fresh, you like any of these guys?
I don't know. I just don't see a spot for them because, think about it. You're gonna have Shepard, Tate, Coleman. You're gonna
and Stills right there.
Slayton.
Well, look. So
and then I like Victor. So I'm not gonna keep Bachman stuff.
Yeah,
6.
6.
Yeah.
Also, he's been out of college a couple years, right?
Bachman is fresh, but Stills is out 2 years. Michael, is he 2 years he's been out?
Yeah. He was out last year, practice squad for the Giants.
Listen, Michael, you paying your cable bill over there because you're all gidged out over there. You got a bad connection. We're getting every third word over there, but hang in there. It may clear up. Michael, listen, Michael Stewart is right on. So how old are you guys in your weird fifth pick at wide receiver? I want to see another underdog. I want to see another Cruz. I want to see now Stills is not small. He's a bigger guy. But I want to see one of these guys or both make it because, I don't know, we do that underdog thing pretty well. So I'd like to see these guys make it as a punt returner. And for the record, I mean, they call Stills the snap stealer, they call him. Because every time somebody steps out to get a drink of water or something, Stills is jumping in line. They said, and he's stealing like 10 reps a practice from other guys, which I love. He's got good hands. He's making plays, and he's a big, tall guy threat at the end zone line, right? So I'd like to see one, if not both of them, make it. And I'm with you, Mikey Fresh, on your guy, but I still think there's room for these two guys. Spiro, can both these guys make it, Bachman and Stills?
Well, personally, I think I got Victor ahead of them, and you still got Dylan and Mac that are from big programs and might have the slight edge on them. Again, I think when it comes to those guys,
like
the other
Dylan too.
roster, it's all about special teams. So I don't know what they're doing as gunners and returners, but it's what you add as a special teamer at that point. Because realistically, as a 6 wide receiver, you're not going to be getting many snaps. So and Judge is a big special teams guy. So I don't know what they're doing in practice. That's the key.
Bachman would be like, if you look at the roster now, he'd probably be your 3rd kickoff returner, like right now, because you don't want, you can't have Tate getting hurt. It's like when we used to put Beckham back there, you'd be like, what are you doing? So if moves up the roster to be the kick returner, why am I drawing a blank? Somebody kick returner. Coleman becomes your kick returner. Bachman becomes your number 2 kick returner because there's no way they're going to put Tate back there.
You know, it would be nice to have a guy like Javon Leake around that time, right? When you're thinking about kick returners and stuff.
What is wrong with him?
Just wait.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Keep going at it.
I don't like running backs from Maryland to begin with. I don't like lacrosse players or football players from Maryland. I don't like them.
Not a big Turpin guy, huh?
No.
Sounds like a girl from Maryland did you dirty.
They didn't offer my daughter any money. Terps are out.
That's it. Cut them loose.
guys, I'm going to say it again. Just like I said earlier, the new practice squad rules changes a lot of things
Right.
now. You know, you're going to see a guy just come up for the game just to be the return guy. Like maybe Dylan could come up on week 5. He's going to be returning everything.
He runs like
They
a
may-
4-3,
he may stay on
4-2.
that.
Okay. So basically, you could have guys on 1 week and off the next.
Yes.
With such a young team, it's probably going to happen more than we think.
Why not? Why not? Let him play.
Why
Give
not?
all
Give him a
chance.
chance. Yeah.
True.
It's a really good point that Michael makes, because that way it could be a week by week challenge, right? Like 1 week Leak could be the returner, and the next week it could be Coleman.
Yeah.
You could change it weekly.
Absolutely.
See, that's why we have Michael Stewart, because he knows all the rules. And
Big time
we keep
value right
him-
there.
Yeah, he's got all the good information that the rest of us either don't know, don't care, or have forgotten. In my case, it's forgotten because I've got hit in the head a lot in college, and the 7 concussions and amnesia tend to creep up on me. There's nothing worse than waking up on the bus after the game and you don't remember it. Anyway, so all right, let's get into like what's happened this week. Last 2 weeks, right? Since we've been off. Major injury. McKinney down. Mayo down. Jeff, who replaces Mayo? Does it matter? Does anybody care? I think Spiro's laughing. I actually think he's the ultimate backup because he can call the defense and he is as downhill as you get. So
yeah,
I think he was serviceable, but he's a good depth guy. I didn't look at him as like a should be starter on our team. You know,
not over Martinez and Connolly.
Right. Another thing, we saw Connolly running around at the scrimmage. That was a great sign.
Yes.
He had a
Agreed.
great play in coverage, which somehow the tight end I think made the play anyway. But he was all over it. I don't know. To be determined. We have a lot of linebackers, and we can't get Martinez on the field. This guy's been
He's
out.
back now. Today he came
What
back.
did he have? What did he have? A toothache?
Nobody even said what happened. It's
I
the
thought
Joe
he
Judge
left-
rules now.
Him and Golden Tate left practice today. So there's
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Tate was different. Like Martinez was like something like weird. Like he went to the doctor and he came back. Like he like an eye or a toothache or something like that. Like he didn't have a real injury. You know what I mean? He had like one of those, like I don't know.
COVID false positive or
He
whatever.
was hurt, not injured.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But he didn't play in the
I think
scrimmage
it's like
either.
Yeah.
he had a non-football kind of thing. All right, so Mikey, Fresh, tell me about McKinney. What's your feeling about him going down? Does he come back this year? Is he done? I hear 10 weeks. And then I've got a list of people like Julio Jones who also broke their 5th metatarsal and came back and still one of the best receivers in the game.
How long did he miss? He missed what? Like
2 months?
2 months? I think I wouldn't force it. He's a rookie. It's an investment. But at the same time, most of these guys at that age are going to heal. So like, I wouldn't save him for anything if he's going to heal up and there's no risk of further injury, but that's a big loss, man. I was looking forward to watching him play. It's a team it's a defensive secondary that really needed him back there. I think he was going to be an impact player from the get-go. So that one's going to hurt. You're going to feel that one. It's a lot's going to be on Peppers now. And my eye was already on him to really step it up this year. So we'll see.
Man, it's interesting because I thought the way I was looking at it, Love was getting more snaps than McKinney. And I thought potentially Peppers was going to move down in the box. That's why we got Jeff. What's our hashtag?
Put Love in.
I thought he was going to take the snaps, and then
Pepperjack.
And Pepperjack.
Pepperjack.
He's so big that I thought he was going to be landing Collins and playing the box. Spiro, who replaces McKinney for 10 weeks, and then after the 10 weeks, do you rush him back? What's your take there?
And so News today, Logan Ryan. That's the replacement right now. I think he's gonna be the free safety center field type that we don't know. I don't know if we had it. I don't know if McKinney was gonna be that. So this addition was really good. As Judge said, we're gonna have a multiple defense, multiple backfield. So Logan Ryan, Love. What I was really interested in is that they were going to play Love, McKinney, and Peppers all at the same time. So you had the three-headed monster, and you're still going to have that now with Love, Ryan, and Peppers. So while I can't wait till Peppers gets back, McKinney gets back. Don't rush him back at this point. There's no need to. If it's at week 11, week 13, even if it's week 16, let him get fresh, because you see the metatarsal injury, what it did to Knicks. Sometimes it's not good, and I'm praying to God that's not the issue here with McKinney. He's still young. I have a feeling he's going to bounce back. Got a great attitude, but whatever you do, don't rush him. We got some good guys out there with Pepper. I still like the three-headed monster we got right now with Peppers, Love, and Ryan.
Michael Stewart, so are you on the Spiro bandwagon here that Logan's going to play safety in that corner?
Well, it depends how much confidence they have in Ballantyne. Logan Ryan's about, how old is he? 34?
29.
I can look it up, but he's not
29?
young.
29.
He is young. He's 29. Yeah.
He played 7 years so far.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Right now, they may put him in corner. Because really, do you trust Ballantyne to be your guy? I don't know. But we got the Prince in the background, might be coming up. It's the rumors are getting strong.
I wouldn't hate it.
See, Ryan says he wants.
Bring him on, yeah.
Ryan wants to play safety. I don't think it matters what he wants. Like the Prince thing, how do you guys feel about that?
So here's the thing. Prince evaluated as a first-round draft pick. However, he matured into a really nice cover corner. Like
serviceable, he is.
Yeah, like picture. Listen, like the Giants have throughout history, okay, have drafted corners in the first round, and none of them, zero of them have been stars. Okay, not Will Peterson, not Will Allen, not Felipe Sparks, not Aaron.
Don't come at my Felipe guy. Don't come at my.
Look, I still love Felipe. I'm
You
just
like
saying
Apple?
that these guys, Apple, like whether they're first round or second round,
Baker.
They've never been stars. They just the Giants can't find corners at star. Webster was I think he was a second round.
He was a second.
Yeah,
second or third.
The Giants couldn't find a star corner if you basically let them draft nothing but corners, right? They just don't.
One guy.
What's that?
He had one guy, Haynes. He was pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough. You want to talk the 70s? No problem, Haynes.
Yeah, he was the only
right? But overall, we could all agree that we've had really nice corners, no great corners. So we're not expecting a Mikey Fresh to be that first round pick. The evaluation is, can he be a better cover corner than Ballantyne? And I kind of agree, because you know why?
Yeah.
He's a short tackler.
What's he worth, though?
I'm fine with it.
It shouldn't be a lot.
What's he worth?
You think he'd be more than Ryan?
I don't think so.
Were you talking about
I
Prince?
think he'd be half of
Yeah.
that. I think
Prince. Raiders
Listen,
got him for less than $2 million, and they let him go, so he'd be cheap.
he'll be cheap. Yeah.
He's a stopgap. He's going to be a stopgap.
Bodies.
Really,
He need
that's what
bodies,
it is. Yeah. He's going to be a stopgap until, the Giants mess up another first-round draft pick on another cornerback next year.
No, that's over.
so true.
Those days are over.
And not to go back to Michael Stewart's point, but again, Prince could start for 2 weeks and sit for 2 weeks and put him on a practice squad and bring somebody else in. Like you literally have more competition now than you can ever ask for.
And don't sleep on Jeff's boy, Darnay.
No, he's good.
He's going to be on the field, dude.
He's in the spot.
Listen, there's no reason why that cat doesn't start.
Yeah.
Did you
he's good.
see the play he broke up the pass going to Shepard?
Yep.
He was step for step with Shepard going across the middle.
And the
throw
coaches-
was a little bit behind Shep,
Right.
but he was there, dude. He's everywhere.
They've been raving about him since day one.
Good play, Jeff. You called it.
That's my That's my
Well,
best call ever.
I'm not going to dive back into what I didn't like about the scrimmage, but I don't think Jones had a good day. He underthrew a lot of balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
tough day.
thought Bradbury blanketed Slayton a couple times that I saw.
Yeah.
Good thing because he was getting crisp in camp, so I hope he's starting to hit some stride.
Good.
Yeah. So Prince is out there, as Michael Stewart alluded to. Logan Ryan in-house. We don't know if he's going to be safety corner combo.
It'll be both.
I'm not afraid of a Logan Love Peppers. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of that. Again, Peppers is so dang big. Like I find maybe they asked him to get that big, but he just looks like a thumper now. You know what I mean? Like he's not that 195 pound, 200 pound safety anymore.
He's not a kick returner anymore.
No, like, I mean, the dude looks like, I mean, I don't know how accurate the Giants roster is in their height and weight and stuff, but I mean, he looks like 225 pounds.
Listen, he played all over the place in Michigan too, so this is not new for him. He's done this for his whole career. Not your
Not
Spartans.
that Michigan.
Listen, do you realize with defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, what he's going to do? You may only see one inside linebacker and a lot of plays. Martinez. You may see Peppers in the box. You're going to see like 5 defensive backs. You're going to see so many different variations. He's going to mix things up.
It's gonna be fun. That's why I'm all about bringing Prince in too, just to have another body, add some depth, because that used to be a position where like, wow, we got all these guys, and all of a sudden it got real skinny. Like I don't think you want Ballantyne starting. You want depth, and you want Ballantyne as an option to come in and try to earn a spot. That makes the whole defense better.
I agree with that wholeheartedly, but what do I know? You are listening to the Giants guys. If you haven't figured it out by now, you can read these guys and myself on nygiantsrush.com. I actually own and operate nygiantsrush.com, and it's too long a story to tell you why, but you need to read it, pass it on, check it out, spend some time in there. Tons of stuff. I don't know, site's probably 8 or 9 years old because I'm old, but either way, there's some really good stuff in there. Mikey Fresh, who used to be Mikey B, is now Mikey Fresh. Mikey Fresh dropped not 1, 2 pieces in a week. I don't know what happened. You know, the kids must have went to sleep early. His wife went out with her friends.
I lost the baby for a week.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Mikey B was feeling some Giants, and he was banging out some content. All right. Anything else roster-wise we missed or want to touch on? Nothing?
Not yet.
All right. No. Only that you're gonna see what we see now is not gonna see when the season starts. You're gonna see.
We might have to do a show next Monday too.
So many players.
Agreed.
When's cut day? Cut day's on Saturday, right? Or is it this Saturday? Yeah. So
final cuts are Saturday.
Yep.
So there's going to be a bunch more moves, yeah.
So tomorrow morning, somebody's getting cut. All right. That just
probably all the guys we said we liked. So
yeah,
tomorrow
someone's going to be wrong.
Usually the linemen get cut tomorrow.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Someone's going to shake loose, and we're going to be adding guys. We're going to be our roster's not set yet either. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Last question before I move on to the bonus round. Did you guys see anything out of Fackrell?
Because he came in on what would have been probably a sack on one play. I know that for sure. They stopped the play short, but so.
Okay. Because I think there's something actually. I'm not sure. I think there's something there. I'm not. I think kind of like Golden, he gets kind of overlooked and forgotten, but. I think Fackrell's going to have himself 6-7 sacks in sub packages.
You don't luck your way into 10.5 sacks in a year. Like you have to be doing something right there. So that was only 2 years ago.
Yeah,
they got enough guys to generate a rush. So it's just like a matter of who's going to step up and can they make it happen.
No, don't go there. It's your boy. It's your boy or nothing. Okay, you get no say on anybody else that rushes the quarterback. You get no say. Jeff's got the book. You got no say unless it's Carter. You got no say.
I always keep it handy.
In fact, I've forbidden you to talk about anyone else that rushes the passer except Carter. Every week on this show, you have to talk about Carter and say how awesome he did.
It's
Okay.
LC now. LC. He doesn't go by Carter anymore. He's now, you got LT, now we got LC. So
Oh, what? Like it.
By the way,
Pretty
we
I
good.
got-
like it.
and we got, so I heard Gettleman interviewed, and he refers to Zimenez
pups.
as the X-Man.
Oh, the X-Men.
So I guess that's what they call him. So like McKinney's gonna have to be like XM radio, like XM. So we'll have like the X-Man and XM. Right?
I dig
All
it.
right. Bonus round. Woo! I love the bonus round. It's my favorite part of the show. So over the last 2 weeks, the Giants have been practicing with no names on the back of the jersey, right? Nothing. Don't know who's who. And Judge gives you some crazy thing about we don't really care what the names are, and they'll have to learn who they are by body style or something crazy he said, right? It got me thinking about numbers, how important numbers are to sports, especially football. Like certain numbers, as you guys agree, you like numbers because maybe it's a number you wore in high school or college. Maybe it's a favorite player. Like people think 8 and you think Kobe, right? Or maybe 24, whatever. Jordan, 23. Like, we think for Giants, there you go. Mikey Fresh in the house there, folks.
Jay, no big deal.
Nice
Yep.
tablecloth. That's a fresh tablecloth too.
So when we talk Giants, we know that 11 and 56 and 53, and 10 will live on forever and ever and ever, and a couple handful of other guys. But it got me thinking about like the no numbers, the no names kind of thing, right? So I tweeted it out about what number throughout Giants history has been worn by 3 guys and has had massive success, celebrated success. I don't want to hear about the number that's got, yes, Michael Stewart?
I'm going to go first on this one.
All right.
No.
All
I
right.
know
So,
those guys are going to take all the good ones.
I'll go last.
Michael Stewart, you have my word that you get to go first. So, like I said, sometimes it's an error. Like 11 and 56 will remind me of my childhood. Will remind me of high school till the day I live. Like, when I have to put passwords in on computers, I use 11 and 56 just because of what the memories it sparks.
Mm-hmm.
So numbers are important regardless of if people think so or not. So I was tweeting out that, and I'm going to let Michael go, but I was tweeting out that for me, and I'll circle back to me, but 80 has been a number that I have 3 designated players that I thought have had one of, or if not the best, or one of the most successful 3 players. And I'll tell you why when we circle back around. So guys, give me a number and give me 3 players that wore it, and why you feel it kind of leads the pack. Because remember, there's a handful of numbers the Giants have that are retired. One guy wore it and it's over, right? Or 2 guys and it's over. What number is Michael Stewart is I don't know, something that jumps out at you that someone's wore a certain number 3 times and had celebrated success?
Well, this is a no-brainer. I'm sure all these guys had it too. Number 10. I mean, you had Tarkenton was the first guy that I remember wearing that number. Then you had Brad Van Pelt, who I loved growing up as a player,
Of course.
and of course Eli Manning. So I mean, that number I'll always remember as the.
Now, the challenge on that ruling is, how long did Fran Tarkenton, because they traded him from the Vikings to the Giants and then back to the Vikings, how long did he play with the Giants?
I believe he played all together because he came back and forth. I think he had 5 years total with them. You could double check that.
Let's check it.
Someone
I'm
check that
fact-checking
back,
him.
because if he played less than 5 years, I might have to throw that out. But if he played 5 years,
Well, we're making rules now as we go along.
5 years.
You know why? It's my
King
show.
of
I'm
the
allowed.
moment took it away.
5 years. 5 years.
I'm allowed
5
to
years
do this.
works.
5 years. All right.
Yeah.
He's
Michael
in.
Stewart, you're in. Your 10 counts on the board. I'm going to you, Spiro. Give me what you got.
Okay, I'm going to go with the number 21 for.
What is that? I called it.
By the way, just for the record, I love that move.
I
I
listen.
love a guy.
We didn't talk about this enough before the show, so I had
Check
no
the
other.
chat, bro.
Yes, I'm so happy right now that.
All right, so let's swing back around. I'm going to get another one. That's
I'm
you,
going
Jeff.
last.
Spiro, just
I'll
so
go
you
last.
know,
No,
Spiro,
go
you
ahead.
know why I'm happy that you did that? Because Jeff took, when we did the ultimate draft, Jeff took my picks, so it's payback.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to do it to you, but
21,
you got.
tell me. 21.
Well, you first got Tiki Barber. You know, one of the best running backs for whatever he did off the field. He was still one of the best. One of the goats.
You could say it. He was the best.
But well, for now, until Saquon overtakes him. But yes, I'm gonna go
In
with
another 2 months.
Yeah. Kenny Phillips was for me one of my up and coming risers.
Look at Jeffy. Look up how many years he played for the Giants. Go ahead, Spiro.
It was not enough. It was not enough probably
Kenny
to make
Phillips, he started 41 games. He played in 56. He had 8 interceptions, 263 tackles. I wasn't prepared for number 21.
Oh, man.
All right, so and Peppers?
The last one's Jabril. You know, I think he's going to have his finally put it together this year on have his breakout year. I think he's going to have career. He was on pace for career numbers last year until he got his the injury that cut short his season. So I think he's going to really
had that
be a
great
stud.
pick six, right?
Yeah. I think he's going to be a stud. So
We could have put
21.
Collins / Jabril because they share a number and
Oh, wait a
position.
minute. So you didn't even mention Collins?
Oh, he said Jabril.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm off the Collins train, man. I'm off the Collins train.
I had Collins.
Remember, the guy was 2 clicks from Defensive Player of the Year.
He had that one good year, one great year, and the rest were mediocre. I'm sorry. He doesn't make my list. Yeah.
Right.
He started in 59 games, another 8 interceptions.
Started strong with Tiki, of course. Phillips was a little bit, I loved him. He was a little disappointing for me.
Why?
Only because they talked about like his big hitting ability. I never really saw it.
I hear you.
You know, because the big thing was, and it's funny, Spiro goes, I had this enormous amount of respect for him coming out of Miami. I wanted him to be the guy, right? They just talked about this. He was either just going to hit the lights out of people, and I never saw it. And I was really disappointed with that. But I liked him, and I knew that he would been a player for a long time. And then, of course, you know, the injury. So right now, Michael Stewart's definitely in the lead. You're a close second, but that's only because you went second. That's only because you went second.
Yeah.
Jeff, I'm giving you extra time because you got burnt. Mikey,
missed on the chat.
Mikey Fresh, what you got?
You guys want the right answer here?
Oh boy, here we go.
This will be the only.
Look at the confidence in young Bull.
This will be the only trio. This will be the trio that has the most Super Bowls combined by them. We got 58, Carl Banks, Mike Barrow, Antonio Pierce.
Oh, okay.
3 combined Super Bowls, 2 for Mr. Banks, 1 for Mr. Pierce, and all of them came in and were part of really, really extended runs of Giants' dominant defense. You start with Carl Banks, played alongside Lawrence Taylor, was a staple on that defense. And then Barrow for that middle portion from he probably is a 4-year player from 2000 to 2004.
How many years?
4 years at the Giants?
I think so.
4 years?
I don't think he was past 5 years, but you also just said that just now, though. And then, Antonio Pierce, the man that put on black suits on the way to New England or to Arizona to face New England for their funerals. Like, he was the leader of that defense. Everyone remembers, or true fans remember, the tackle on the screenplay in Green Bay.
Best ever.
So legit. 3 Super Bowls combined, and I think that one's a no-brainer. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say that yours is better than Spiro's. Spiro's dropping down because you know you've got 2 legit. One, 4 years kind of doesn't cut it. Spiro had like 2 halves. I don't know. Let's see if Jeff can recover here since you sniped him. Let's see if Jeff can recover here. What do you got, Jeff?
Yeah, let me just get the knife out of my back real quick. Here it is. I am going with, and I think I have 1 Super Bowl combined of all these guys. Number 88, Okay, we have Ike Hilliard.
Mm.
He
First
played
round draft pick. I like it.
several years for the Giants. I believe 7 all in all, maybe 8
Oh,
years.
You're good. Everybody
Okay.
likes Ike.
He scored 27 touchdowns. Hakeem Nicks, who you
Yes.
know what he did. You know what he
You
did.
know what he did.
And now we've got I'm going to call him a promising tight end called Evan Ingram. But
Yes, boy.
I've got a bonus.
Craig's
I've got a bonus
He's
for you.
played 5 years though.
The Giants place kicker.
5 years. He hasn't played 5 games.
Please kicker.
Pat Summerall.
Stewart's going to love this one. Pat Summerall from 1958 to
Oh.
1961. Also not 5 years, but this is what happens when I have 30 seconds.
I think Jeff wins it just because he has to just change on the fly. I respect it. I respect it.
Now,
I did what I could do.
Not that I'm in the running because I'm the voice of reason here. So for this round, Michael Stewart wins. However, I want to tell you about 80, okay? Because here's the thing what a lot of people don't know. Phil McConkey, okay? He got no offers out of high school as a wide receiver. He was 140 pounds, okay? But he was a stud receiver in high school, caught everything, right? So the only way to get a scholarship was to go to the military. He went to the Navy, played for Navy. Great wide receiver. I think he was MVP of the bowl game his senior year. Put his time in as a helicopter pilot, okay? Check this out, boys and girls, for all you listeners out there. Phil McConkey decided after flying helicopters and putting his service in after 5 years at 160 pounds, went to his position coach at Navy and said, can you time me and potentially help me get an NFL tryout? Who do you think his position coach was?
Tom Coughlin. No.
Bill Belichick's dad.
Oh, fun facts.
Wow.
Big time fun facts.
Right? So Bill Belichick's dad is his position coach at Navy. He takes him out to the field at 160 pounds and times him. What does he run? A 4.4.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So, of course, at the time, the dad calls the son and says, I got a guy that can catch a snot out of the ball. He's a little lightweight, but he can return kicks and he can run and he can catch. Hello, biggest game of 1986. Bavaro hits ball off his shoulder pads. That 160-pound Navy helicopter pilot there to catch the ball. The biggest rah-rah guy on the sidelines. Like, did he have a ton of catches and receiving yard? No, but heart and soul of that 1986 team. Okay? Number 80, Jeremy Shockey, second best tight end in history. I mean, first preseason game, some guy from the Texans actually tried to tackle him, and Shockey ran him over and stepped on his face and ran in. How many over Dawkins, pass catching, blonde hair, flying in the wind, spiking it, going crazy, not showing up the preseason, just getting picked up in the rain, walking down Broad Street by Mr. Mara. I mean, come on, roll the
His
window
rookie
down.
season was great.
Great. Shockey, fantastic. And of course, Mr. Pilgrim's favorite. If you remember the quote from the Jets head coach, what's his name?
Mr. Ryan.
Edwards.
Mr. Ryan. No, after him.
Rex Ryan.
Oh, Rex Ryan.
Says-
Who
Let's
was
go
his
get an
number
effing
3?
snack.
Yep.
Let's get an effing snack.
Says to Coughlin on that preseason game, hey, who the hell is number 3? Right? Turns out he makes the team, slapping 80 on him.
And that's
Hey,
why we
rest is
need
history.
preseason games.
Did
Yep.
you
Get more
know
victories.
that prompted Coughlin to keep him when Ryan said that?
That's what they
I
say.
read that somewhere.
That and
So-
the 3 touchdowns.
So not that I get a vote on my own show, but I'm sorry, man. McConkey, Shockey, Cruz.
I definitely would have went number 80.
Take now. the kid who's trying to make the team is Bachman's wearing 80. So it'll be nice to see if for some crazy route. Listen, do yourself a favor, people. You want to check him out? Go look at his highlights at Wake Forest. Dude's a stud. It's Wake Forest is a small one, Division I school, but I'm sorry, I take 80 any day. I kept that. I didn't let them trump me. The Spiro Jeff thing, I had no idea that was going to be
Not bad.
an attack there.
I have a couple honorable mentions over here. But
bring it. What do you got?
Ooh.
What do you got?
Number 26, Rob Carpenter, Entree Roll, Saquon Barkley.
Oh,
Solid.
I love it.
Yeah, 5 years ago.
And then
That's
number
true. Carpenter came from the Houston Oilers, wasn't there long. But Mikey Fresh, keep going. You're on a roll. I like it.
And then this is for Michael Stewart, with the eras and stuff. But number 70, Sam Huff, Leonard Marshall, and Kevin Zietler.
Oh,
All right.
solid numbers. Solid numbers.
Somebody on Twitter, when I pumped it out, said number 75, which was
Oh, I saw that too. Keith Hamilton.
Roosevelt Brown?
Rosie Brown.
No, Rosie Brown.
Oh, Greer. Rosie Greer.
Oh, Greer.
Greer was 76.
Yes.
So who's
Greer-
the other 75?
76. Greer, Elliott, and Chris Nee.
Snee.
Rosie Greer was 76.
Boom. Boom.
Nice.
Wait, no, Snee wasn't 70. Snee was 60.
No, he was
76.
76.
Sneed was
76. Yeah, oh, I thought he said 66. Yeah. 76. Yeah. Wait, so who's the 75?
You had
forget.
George Martin,
George Martin,
Hamilton,
Hamilton.
and Jim, the big Katovich.
Right.
Big
Before
cat.
my time.
Yeah, played in the 50s. All-Pro,
Oh,
Hall of Famer.
killing me with that.
Mike broke down the film.
How
Got
about number 30?
No, nobody breaks the film down like Michael Stewart. Nobody. Listen, you're listening to the Giants, guys. We hope we gave you some entertainment for a little bit of time. You can find us at nygiantsrush.com. All these guys are on Twitter. Sometimes you guys beat me up, and I send your obnoxiousness to these guys because I bruise very easy. But we appreciate everything that you do with supporting us. Good job for Mr. CC Close 221 for being our license plate guy. Pittsburgh Steeler Giants viewing party. You're going to get to watch the game with some of the big boys, including Brandon Jacobs. There's some rumors. There's a bunch of other guys showing up, so that should be a good time. But you know what? Jeff Pilgrim's going to be in the house. And then people, find Pilgrim and hunt him down and, I don't know, give him some crap. You know what I mean?
Hey,
like
one of you guys better get your asses there. I
right
want
now,
one of you there.
right now, I'm trying to get the all-white limo to pick up Mikey Fresh.
Ooh.
So
Well, that changes some things then.
yeah. It might just be me in an ice cream truck, but
That's awesome.
yeah, we're trying to get that to happen. Of course, Michael Stewart is like 7.
It's on the way. You got to scoot me on the way.
All right.
Mikey, jump out the window. So you can find these guys, like I said, at nygiantsrush.com. I'm gonna go around the horn, see who's working on what, and where you can find them. Michael Stewart, you go first. You're up.
I'm working on the practice squad right now.
Cool.
So that's what I'm going to be doing right now.
Twitter.
Yeah, at Golf or Bad.
Man, you know what? You're probably shooting like the 60s. You're probably a scratch golfer, and he's all
He
humble.
looks like a golfer. He looks
Well, no,
like
but that's his job. He's a golf pro. He does it for a living.
Oh.
He gets.
Can you
paid
give me
to
some
golf.
lessons? Can you give me some
Please.
tips?
I told
Please.
you, video your golf swing and I'll help you out.
Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah.
Don't hold
like-
me to
like,
it.
Listen,
Yo.
I've known.
Not right now, Fresh.
Yeah, not now.
It's my putting green.
I like it.
That's great.
Look,
Yeah. Listen, I've known. He's holding his balls.
He's all his balls.
Juggling.
I've known Michael Stewart for like 7 years, but I'm so bad, I'm even afraid to ask him. I'm like, I'm not even going there. You're like, don't you know anybody? I'm like, yeah, I got a golf pro that like in my pocket, but I'm too bad to even tell him. Spiro, what do you got?
Yeah. So NY Sports Guy _SP.
It's still funny.
That's
Every
the
time.
handle.
Every
That's the
time.
handle. And I'm
What do you-
going to put out what? Go.
What
What
do
were
you
you
do
saying?
when Frances is done?
I know. Well, I gotta take over. I gotta take over the lantern, the
But
accent.
Can you use that handle if Francesa's gone?
I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna put out an article about the three-headed monster I was talking about at safety. There's been a change, obviously, in it, but we're gonna still roll with three, I think, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting addition to the Giants' defense. And Graham's gonna have some fun.
So you're happy with Logan? Sounds good.
I am.
All right, Jeff, what you got?
At Pilgrim's Point on Twitter. No articles, but this week I'm going to start pumping out some video content, just kind of quick reactions, because I know there's going to be a lot of roster moves coming up in the next week. So as the news breaks, I'm going to try and do some more video content for you guys.
What do you got, Fresh?
At MJB, loving the videos. I'm going to put up some things. I've just been taking videos and then deleting them and realizing that I shouldn't be posting them, but some of them will slowly make their way to the airwaves. So look out for it.
All right. I might actually. I was so enamored with the McConkey stuff that like I actually might actually. I'm just in love with this 80 thing. You know what I mean? Like I might actually do something on it, like just to put it out there so it's stamped in time. You know, this 80 thing has a lot of. I don't know. Just you get guys. That kind of ring a bell for you. So I'm hoping, like I said, Bachman makes it, and I don't care if he's just a returner. But like, I'd love to just see a little something out of some
we gotta
small guys.
We gotta tell Craig what Fresh just shared here.
Yeah.
Paul Dottino just tweeted this out. Bachman, number 80, showed up again today in 11-on-11 with a diving touchdown stab. The former Wake Forest slot receiver is like a quicker version of Phil McConkey. He finds
Whoa!
He finds space and always catches the ball with no fear of being hit. He isn't shy about blocking.
Did you write this tweet for him, Craig, or
swear,
what are we talking about?
No, listen. Yeah,
What
we
is
know
it?
that's not true because Paul don't give me the time of day. Well, hey, Paul, thanks. We just gave you a little pop in our show, which is definitely worldwide. Okay. We do pretty well, though. The show does well. We thank everyone for all the followers. That is a great tweet because Stills and Bachman are going to make the team. Mikey B's guys are going to the practice squad because they're not showing up. Because guess what?
We should make some bets. We should make some bets. Who's gonna the two wide receivers? Everybody gets to pick two bottom six wide receivers.
Stills and Bachman, my two.
Okay.
Anybody else taken?
I did Stills and Victor. I already did mine.
Well, I know once I pick mine that Spiro will just steal them. So.
Well, he can't steal it if you say it first.
I'll get you my answer.
Victor and Dylan for me.
Same here.
I don't know yet. Javon Leak, he's coming back.
I told you, he made waivers. He will be coming back. You're listening to the Giants, guys. Find us at nygiantsrush.com. We appreciate all the things you guys do for us, with us. Pass it, share it, upload it, download it. We'll make sure this gets up right away. We are the Giants, guys. We are OU2 out.
OU2 out.